Hello and welcome to Home Farm TV. Today I'm talking to Alex Ruane, who started off his career playing with Home Farm, but then moved across to the US. Alex, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Talk to us a bit about growing up playing for Home Farm, just as a kind of a starting point.
So obviously growing up, I went to St. Pat's. So obviously I've been in the area from Condra. Home Farm obviously been a massive club growing up. You're kind of always looking at it. Obviously walking to school, you're kind of going past everything your Home Farm tops. My uncle actually brought me up first to the Saturday Academy when I was around 7 or 8. So I started quite late actually. Playing football because normally here everyone that's 6, they're 5 or 6, but I started quite late to the whole football side of things, and I went to the academy on every Saturday, and I loved it ever since. Straight away I went up. Johnny Lyons was there, and straight away he brought me in with open arms, and haven't looked back since. I've loved the place.
And at what point did you stop playing for Home Farm?
I played Home Farm from the academy all the way through till I was under 16s. My last sort of season was with Mick Kavanagh. Then it was at that stage where League of Ireland was getting bigger, the underage side of things. So, and the DDSL itself was kind of deteriorating in terms of standards going up the edge. So I kind of was looking elsewhere. So I went to Longford Town, where I spent 2.5 seasons, and I enjoyed it, but the journey was quite long, and I kind of came back after 2.5 years. I enjoyed my time in the League of Ireland. It was a good experience traveling around the country, playing in the different stadiums, and the standard was obviously fantastic, and the team was great. I enjoyed every bit of it, but at the end of the day, I always kind of found myself looking towards back to Home Farm.
And like you're talking about standards there. What do you think the standard was like of Home Farm?
I think the standard throughout Home Farm was quality. You're looking at boys, Andrew Quinn, who's with Bray, first team, Mark Hanrat, he's in around the first team, Jack Kavanagh in around the Dundalk first team. You're looking at boys playing senior football, and Jamie Redden, he's in the States as well, he's over in Oklahoma. So you have the side there we had was fantastic throughout the whole squad. It was a brilliant squad before I left. And even looking at the senior squad, obviously they got promoted last year, and being in around training with them lads, and you have the likes of Duffer and Doll and Mano kind of always on your back, giving support, helping you. And it's always kind of the little side of things, the senior aspect of it, having them lads behind you, people who've been around the game, Christy, all them kind of just helping you, John Hand, Davey Thompson, everyone's just supporting me, helping me, saying I can train whenever. And that was obviously a big aspect to it, get me ready for the States, and I kind of can thank them for everything.
So you're obviously you're in the States now. What part of the States are you in?
I'm in Georgia, but it's right by the Florida border, so we play in the Florida Conference, so it's nice and warm down there.
Unreal. 20 degrees you were saying before we started.
20 degrees.
I can tell you it's very cold over here in Ireland. Tell me just a bit about how you got into the position to play in America.
So I was lucky enough to know Mitch Whitty and Stuart Hayden, they do an academy called Maximum Performance Academy. It's MPA, it's on Instagram, it's everywhere, it's massive. They kind of brought me in, gave me the idea of training with them and looking at other routes instead of going senior football at home, looking at the Australia route and the obviously American route. For me, I wanted to get a degree as well. I think getting a degree in college is very important as well, to look at other sides. It's not always about football at the end of the day. You have to look at the bigger and better things sometimes. So I kind of wanted that college aspect as well. So I went through a company called Ethos Recruitment, and they helped me get to where I am now. But Mitch Whitty and Stuart Hayden really helped me get to where I was, and thankfully I'm here now.
How different is it to playing on a Sunday morning in Cork or Limerick or?
Massively different. Like I think this is the closest profession you're gonna get. Obviously, back at home we have college football, and it's kind of a bit of crack with the lads. It's a joke and stuff. It's obviously taken serious, but over here it's Americans. You're growing up. The parents, I want you to play D1. I want you to play whatever, play the highest, and it's kind of taken very seriously from a young age to play college football. Where back at home it's either you go professional or you go to college. Here is you go to college and then you go professional. There's kind of more stepping boundaries in it. So the standard and everything here I thought was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was quite different for me coming over because as an Irish lad, I'm not used to these 35 degrees heat, the humidity, not being able to breathe after doing one sprint. So the first 2 weeks of pre-season was awful. I struggled massively, but obviously it came out the better end of it. I was a lot fitter than I've ever been. I felt like right now I feel physically one of the best conditions I've ever been in. I'm able to go for longer, and just my mental barrier as well to kind of get through things, little niggles, kind of just pushing yourself through. Thankfully, Joe McDowell here and Billy and the lads over here have been phenomenal with me. The athletic department, everything just kind of pushed me through my barriers, and I'm delighted.
So are you a regular starter there in Georgia?
Thankfully, I've kind of been on the better side of things. I've been starting games. So when I came over, my eligibility side of things hasn't been cleared yet. So that kind of hit me with a bit of a stick. I wasn't able to play the first 3 games due to me not having my leaving cert results. So over in America, they do it very differently in terms of being able to play, which is quite good because you have to be on top of your school grades, you have to be on top of all your work to kind of push on with things. So I haven't received my leaving cert results yet, and I wasn't able to play the first 3 ranking games, which was I was kind of devastated, to be honest. It kind of took me back a bit. I was preparing all year for this to come in and play the first game, and then being knocked back, it was stand from the sideline. Obviously, I support the lads, but at the end of the day, I was kicking the teeth.
Yeah, you just wanted to be on the pitch, like.
Yeah, so once that cleared up, happily I started the first few games. I started a few games. I think I played 500, 600 minutes in the end from a short season. The seasons over here are quite short. They run from August till November, December. So
Yeah.
you're looking at a very short season. So it's kind of in and out quite quickly.
And playing at 3 kind of different levels over here, you have obviously Home Farms level, then Longford's level. What's the jump or the difference between the level over there?
I found the level over here was very different in terms of how they play, because back at home you're just used to Irish football, but over here you have your Argentinians, your Brazilians, your Mexicans, all these very technical Spanish players, the Italians, and you're kind of standing back at sometimes like, all right, you have to approach it differently. And especially incorporating yourself into a team with all these players, it's very different in terms of their playing style, what they want, and how they play. Like I've came with a couple of players here, French players, but I'm looking at boys saying, "Wow, like he's phenomenal," and I kind of standing back looking, I'm like, he's a fantastic player. So kind of looking at the aspect of it's a very different standard in terms of there's boys that are 26 here on my team, 25. So it is that senior level as well, and the standard's phenomenal.
Yeah. So talk us through like a day in like the training. Right, let me do that again. So talk us through a training day and a normal training day for you in Georgia.
So basically, on a Tuesday, so I'd wake up on a Tuesday, I'd have 6 a.m. weights. So obviously, you have to be there 15 minutes beforehand. So I'd wake my alarm about 5 o'clock, wake up and have breakfast, and then head over to the gym, which is luckily just across the street. So I'm on campus here staying. So go across and do gym. We'd have an hour gym session. So we'd finish up about 7 o'clock. I'd go and get another bit of food in the dining hall, and I'd come back, obviously get a quick nap in, have a shower, and then I'd have class at 9:30 every Tuesday, and I'd luckily get an hour break, so I'd get lunch then, and I'd head over to one more class before training, which would be 2 hours long, from 2:30 to 4:30. There we'd go through the basics. Before a game day, we'd go through obviously pre-game analysis. We'd watch the other team and we'd see what their strengths are. We see what we can work on, what we feel we can take them down in. And then after that, we'd have study hall. So study hall would just be the boys coming in, and we just get a bit of work done and stay on top of our work, because obviously we're always traveling.
Yeah.
With the season so small, where you're traveling before away games, you're always going to travel the day before and stay over in a hotel. So in that aspect as well, it's you kind of need to stay on top of your work.
Definitely. So you're over there obviously on a scholarship. So does the kind of the educational side of things really matter as much as the football side for you personally, but also around you? Like, is the kind of feel that the education is just as much important as the football?
Yeah, well, I personally coming over, I found that they'd be very lenient because I'm an athlete over here, they're not gonna kind of push me to my work, but the coaches are very on top of get your work done, get this
Really?
done. Yeah, so and that sort of things is good as well because obviously they're pushing you to get your degree. They want the
Mm.
best for you outside of football as well. So and that sort of things, it's fantastic as well. I'm getting my work done. I'm kind of working towards my degree, so I'm happy in that perspective as well.
And finally, like, would you recommend that kids, you know, they grow up thinking, you know, I want to go over to America and I want to play football, or would you recommend that people even our age go for it?
Yeah, 100% definitely. Look, I have my roommate here. He's 22 and he just came to the college over here, so he's looking to finish at 26. And I don't think there's really an age limit to where you can come over. At the end of the day, you're starting college, you're coming over to a whole new lifestyle. I'd 100% recommend to anyone looking to kind of go that next step forward. I think it's the most professional environment you're going to get, not being professional. Like I'm traveling to games the day beforehand. So if I have a game on a Tuesday, on a game on a Wednesday, even I'll travel down on the Tuesday. They'll put us up in hotels, travel down on buses. All our gear is given to us. We'll wake up the next day, get breakfast, travel as a team. You're looking at pre-game analysis. You're watching the other teams. You have coaches doing detailed analysis on the sides. So that, like, I don't think you can get more professional than that. In that way of things, and especially we're traveling all around America. You're seeing places you've never seen before. I'm traveling 8 hours to go down to Miami to play a game, sleeping up in hotels, and it's just a new way of life, really, and I'm loving it.
And do you ever see yourself coming back here and playing?
Never say never. Obviously, gonna look what's gonna happen, but hopefully something happens out here, or if not, always find back away at home.
Thanks a million for talking to us there, Alex.
No problem at all.